Did you know that once you're past 70, living with fewer desires and reaching certain music goals might be the real secret to enjoying your later years? After you turn 70, the world still tries to convince you that bigger is better and that more is always more. But in truth, your soul is probably signaling that music, it's time to release the noise and concentrate on what really matters. We spend our younger years climbing mountains, but the golden years are about taking in the view from the plateau. Music in this video will talk about 5 key things you can accomplish by adopting a load. Desire life after music 70. These aren't just lifestyle choices. They're deep shifts in perspective that researchers and wise elders have noticed in those who live with the greatest contentment. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to clear away the unnecessary music and what you can do to maximize your freedom and happiness. Stick with us until the end, because the 5th thing we'll cover is the ultimate key to a peaceful legacy. Once you recognize these shifts, you'll have a clear sense of where you stand and what changes you might need to make to enjoy each day to its fullest. Now let's begin. Music number 1, freeing yourself from material accumulation. One of the most impactful steps music can take after 70 is realizing that your belongings shouldn't own you. We spend decades collecting things, believing they offer security or status. But as the years pass, those very items can turn into a burden, draining our energy and chaining us to the past. A load, desire life starts with the physical space around you. Think about Robert, who was 74 and had lived in the same large house for 40 years. His basement was packed with boxes of things he hadn't touched since the 90s, and every time he looked at them, he felt a quiet weight of guilt and duty. Eventually, he chose to embrace minimalism, giving away what he didn't need and relocating to a smaller, easier-to-manage place. The result wasn't just a tidier room, it was a lighter heart. Robert discovered he had more time for his hobbies and less stress over upkeep. This isn't about being poor, it's about being free. When you have fewer things to worry about, you make more room for experiences. The good news is that decluttering is a process. You can start today at music, your own speed. If you've noticed yourself feeling swamped by the sheer amount of your stuff, don't ignore it. Begin by clearing one small corner of your life and notice how much easier it is to breathe. Because in the end, the quality of your life is measured music by the peace in your mind, not the items in your closet. So pay attention to what you're holding on to. Music, it might just be the simplest way to find a fresh sense of lightness. By releasing the physical weight, you're telling your brain that you're ready for a new chapter, music of growth. You're making space for the person you've become today. Number 2, letting go of social competition. For many of us, our younger years were spent trying to keep up with the neighbors or proving our worth through careers and social music standing. But once you reach 70, the real meaning of life is found in the quiet confidence of knowing who you are without needing outside applause. A load, desire life means you no longer crave others' approval or feel the urge to win every argument. It's about reaching a state of social peace where you can truly be yourself. Imagine Sarah, a 71-year-old woman who used to spend hours worrying if her garden was as nice as the one down the street music or if her grandchildren's achievements were impressive enough to boast about. She was constantly measuring her life against a standard that didn't even exist. Music and it left her feeling restless and never quite good enough. When she decided to stop caring about status, she felt a deep sense of relief. She started gardening because she loved the feel of the soil, not because she wanted to wow the garden club. She realized her value was internal and didn't depend on how others saw her. This shift in perspective is a key sign of emotional maturity. When you stop competing, you start connecting. You'll find your relationships become deeper and more genuine because you're no longer trying to manage an image. This isn't something you're doing wrong. It's a natural part of the wisdom that comes with aging. The brain, as it matures, often seeks more meaningful and less superficial interactions. If you still feel the sting of jealousy or the need to prove yourself, try to see it as a ghost from your younger self. You've lived enough to know that peace is the ultimate luxury. The good news is that you can cultivate this inner quiet by simply staying in your own lane. By focusing on your own joys and values, you protect your nervous system from the wear music and tear of social stress. It's a way of honoring the life you've lived so far. Researchers have noted that those who stop seeking external validation in their 70s have much lower cortisol levels and report higher life satisfaction. That's because the energy once spent on social anxiety becomes available for genuine self-care and creativity. By letting go of the desire to be better than others, you allow yourself to be exactly who you are. This is the foundation of a truly enjoyable later life. Music, it's not a loss of ambition. It's an evolution of character. When you no longer want to climb the social ladder, you find the ground beneath your feet is remarkably steady. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us keep creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's continue. Number 3, mastering simple physical maintenance. As we pass 70, we often hear we need to fight music aging with everything we've got. But a load, Desire Life suggests a much kinder and more effective approach. It's about reaching a state where you listen to your body and give it the simple, steady care it needs without the pressure of being perfect. That means focusing on the basics: hydration, gentle movement, and restorative sleep. When we stop wanting the body of a 30-year-old, we can finally appreciate and support the body of a 70-year-old. Consider James, an 80-year-old man who used to feel guilty because he couldn't keep up with music, the intense exercise routines he saw on TV. He felt his body was failing him because he couldn't do what he used to. Music, but eventually he realized his body didn't need intensity. It needed consistency and kindness. He started taking a slow walk every morning at 8:00 a.m. and focused on his breathing music and the feel of his feet on the ground. He paid attention to his thirst and made sure to drink water throughout the day. By letting go of the desire for extreme fitness, he found he actually felt stronger and more flexible than when he was pushing himself too hard. His blood pressure stabilized and his joints ached less because he was no longer putting unnecessary stress on them. This is the wisdom of working with your biology, not against it. Your body after 70 isn't a broken machine. It's a sensitive instrument that needs a lighter touch. If you've been ignoring your physical signals because they don't match your old expectations, music, it's time to change that. Small, gentle efforts are much more powerful for longevity than occasional bursts of energy. Music, this focus allows your immune system to stay resilient and your mind to remain clear. The good news is you can start this music journey toward physical peace right now. It begins with the simple choice to move with ease and to rest when your body asks for it. By embracing this desire approach to health, you're ensuring your later years are filled with comfort and mobility instead of struggle and pain. Music, you're saving your energy for the things that truly bring you joy. When you stop demanding that your body perform like it once did, you open the door to a new kind of vitality based on harmony. This is the heart of aging gracefully. It's a biological fact that chronic stress from overexertion can lead music to systemic inflammation, which speeds up aging. By choosing a lower intensity but more consistent path, you're actually giving your body the best chance to stay functional longer. You're no longer wasting energy on a battle you can't win, and instead music, you're investing it in the quiet strength of today. This achievement of balance is a cornerstone of long-term health. Number 4, achieving emotional independence. One of the most significant things you can achieve after 70 is the ability to be happy regardless of what other people, including your family, are doing. A load, desire life in this context means letting go of the need to control or fix the lives of your adult children or grandchildren. It's about finding your own center of gravity and trusting that everyone is on their own path. We often spend our middle years as the problem solvers for everyone around us, but the golden years are a time to return to ourselves. Think about Linda, a 69-year-old woman who spent most of her 60s worrying about her daughter's career choices and her son's marriage. She was constantly giving unsolicited advice and felt a deep sense of anxiety whenever they didn't follow her suggestions. Her happiness depended entirely on their success, leaving her drained and often disappointed. When she turned 70, she decided to practice emotional minimalism. She realized her children were adults with their own lessons to learn, and that her role now was to be a source of love rather than music, a source of direction. She stopped wanting a specific outcome for their lives and started focusing on her own interests and her own peace. This shift didn't distance her from her family. Music, it actually made her relationships much better because the pressure was gone. She found she had more energy for her own friendships and creative pursuits. This is a profound form of self-growth that signals deep heart maturity. When you're no longer trying to manage the world becomes a much more peaceful place. This isn't something you're doing wrong, and it clears throat doesn't mean you don't care. It actually means you care enough to give them the freedom to grow while you focus on your own fulfillment. The good news is that emotional independence is a skill you can develop. Music, it starts with awareness of where your responsibility ends and theirs begins. By letting go of the desire for control, you protect your heart from the chronic stress of worry. You create space for dignity for yourself and those you love. That allows you to greet each day with curiosity rather than a sense of burden. Psychologists have found that seniors who detach from extended family drama report much higher emotional stability and lower rates of depression. That's because they've stopped outsourcing their joy to factors they can't control. By achieving this internal focus, you become a steady lighthouse for your family rather than a ship caught in their storms. It's a way of honoring your own life as an independent journey. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and hit the bell music so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us keep creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move on. Number 5, cultivating intellectual contentment. The final thing to achieve in a load desire life is realizing that your inner world is your most valuable asset. After 70, the desire for external excitement often fades, and it's music replaced by a hunger for depth and meaning. This is about finding joy in quiet activities that feed your mind and soul, such as reading, reflecting, or simply being in nature. Music, when you reach this state of contentment, you no longer feel the need to be constantly entertained or stimulated by the outside world. Consider Edward, a 76-year-old man who spent his life chasing new technologies and fast-paced travel. As he entered his 70s, he found those things no longer gave him the same thrill. Instead of feeling like something was wrong, he leaned into the quiet. He started spending his mornings in a local park, music, just watching the seasons change and the rhythm of the wind. He found that a single good book could give more satisfaction than a month of busy travel. Music, he realized the true meaning of life was found in the quality of his awareness. This internal shift is a sign of a highly evolved spirit. When you stop wanting more information and start wanting more understanding, you enter a stage of profound peace. This is the common thread among those who enjoy their later years the most. They've built a sanctuary within themselves, music that can't be touched by the world's chaos. Your mind is a repository of 70 years of wisdom, stories, and insights, and exploring that inner landscape is the ultimate adventure. This point of contentment lets your brain stay engaged and healthy without the stress of constant music, novelty. The good news is that this inner richness is available to everyone, no matter their circumstances. It's a form of wealth that never loses value and only grows with time. By choosing depth over breadth, you ensure your later years are filled with wonder and grace. You realize that the only thing you ever truly needed was the peace you already carry inside. This is the final and most beautiful achievement of a life well lived. It's the ability to sit alone in a room and feel completely whole. This internal sufficiency protects you from loneliness and gives you a sense of purpose not dependent on external activities. When you master the art of being satisfied with what is, you become truly invincible against the fears of aging. You're not just passing time, you're savoring it. This is the legacy of a refined mind. Final thoughts. As we finish this journey through the 5 things to achieve in a load, desire life, take a quiet music moment to reflect on your own path. Are you still running a race that ended years ago, or are you ready to embrace the peace that comes with letting go? The idea of a load, desire life after 70, isn't about lack or deprivation. It's about the ultimate form of abundance. It's about clearing away the unnecessary so the most beautiful parts of your life can finally shine. The liberation from material things, the release from status, the mastery of gentle health, the achievement of emotional independence, music, and the cultivation of inner contentment. These aren't just goals, they're the keys to a truly joyful later life. Many people fear that wanting less will make them less. But as we've seen, the opposite is true. When you want less from the world, you find you have so much more to give to yourself and those around you. You're a repository of wisdom and experience, and this stage of life is your chance to live that wisdom. If you've noticed areas where you're still holding onto old desires that no longer serve you, don't be music hard on yourself. It's a natural part of the human journey to collect things and roles along the way. But now at 70 or beyond, you have permission to set those burdens down. You can start today by making one small choice that reflects your new priority of peace. Music, whether it's donating an item you no longer use, deciding not to worry about a family problem for 1 hour, or simply sitting in silence for 10 minutes, these small acts are the building blocks of your freedom. The goal isn't to reach a perfect state of minimalism, but to live a more intentional and conscious life. Because in the end, longevity isn't just about the number of years you have, but the quality of the peace you find within those years. You're not just aging, you're arriving at the core of who you are. The world is often loud and demanding, but your life can be a quiet, beautiful melody if you choose to simplify. Trust in the wisdom of your years and the resilience of your spirit. You've lived through so much, and you've earned the right to a life that's simple, profound, and deeply satisfying. Let this information be the spark that helps you refine your routine and reclaim your vitality. You deserve to wake up every morning feeling truly light and ready to embrace the beauty of the world. By focusing on these 5 achievements, you're setting a course for a legacy of music tranquility. Your presence will become a source of strength for others, not because of what you do, but because of how you are. You're moving from the season of doing to the season of being, and there's no greater fulfillment than that. Stay with me until the end, because the journey of self-discovery never truly finishes. Music, it only deepens. You have so much more to offer the world simply by being a person at peace. Let go of the noise, breathe in the quiet, and welcome the joy that's already waiting for you. Thank you for joining us today. Music, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts matter to us, so please don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.